Welcome to Don't Take It Personal. This is episode 6, I believe. Today I'm going to look at the Hexaco Personality Inventory. This is a test that I had never done until this video, and so I was really excited about this one. And so we're going to kind of go through my scores and everything. So I'm going to be looking at the scores on my computer, which is what I'm recording on. So it might look like I'm looking off into the distance, but I'm really looking at the computer itself. And I will try my best to put images of the test on the screen somewhere. I don't know how this works. I'm not a YouTuber. So the Hexaco test was, let me take off my glasses. The Hexaco test took me like 15 minutes to do. It looks like there are 6 broad kind of factors about your personality, and then 25 narrow facets that the Hexaco looks at. Scored between like 1 and 5. I think 5 is high and 1 is low, and it'll show you in gray kind of what 80% of the people like rate as. They'll show you what the exact middle is, and then the dot is where you are. The first big factor is honesty and humility. I scored above the 50th percentile, towards like a 4 on this, and it says that people who score high are people who avoid manipulating others. They feel very little temptation to like break the rules, which correct. They're uninterested in lavishness and material gain. In sincerity, I got a 4. I like that. Fairness, I got like a 4.25. Greed avoidance, 3.25. Modesty, 3.75. Ooh, our next one is emotionality. Yikes. That's me. It looks like in emotionality, I scored a 3.88. Oh boy. Because let me tell you, people who score high in the emotionality experience a lot of like physical danger, like they're afraid of them, they feel a lot of anxiety, and they feel the need for emotional support of others, which you're right. They feel empathy and sentimental attachments to others, which is definitely true. I mean, in my strengths class, I talked about how one of my top 5 strengths is empathy. I'm just a really emotional person, and in my Myers-Briggs, I'm a feeling, like, I have too many emotions. So, fearfulness, the median is a 3. I scored a 3.5. Anxiety, 3.75 is the median. I scored a 4. Oh, dependence. The median for being dependent on other people is 3.25. Let's talk about what I scored. I scored a 4. Sentimentality, I scored a 4, and the median is 3.5. I'm not surprised that I scored a lot on emotionality. I'm super emotional. I've always known this, and every test that I've taken for this whole series has shown that to me even more. Extroversion. So far I have scored very high on everything. This one's gonna be different. I'm gonna score low. I just know it. You know what? I'm right. The median score for extroversion is a 3.5. I scored a 2.5. I'm even out of like the 80th percentile. Like, I'm just so not extroverted. Okay, let's just go through these. This is gonna be bad, and I'm gonna be embarrassed by this. I already know. Social self-esteem. Oh my gosh. The median is 4. Let's talk about what I scored. 2.5. Social boldness. 3.13 is the medium. I scored a 3. So, like, I'm, like, kind of, like, a normal amount of bold. This one's bad. Oh, no. Sociability. The median is 3.63. I scored a 1.75. 1.75. It says people with low scores generally prefer solitary activities and do not seek out conversation. That's correct. I just want to be left alone all the time. Liveliness. 3.63 is the median. I scored a 3. We have agreeableness. So it looks like in agreeableness, which is the next big factor, looks like the median score is 3, and I scored a 2.69. So I'm just like a little bit less agreeable than most people. And agreeableness, like being low on this, means that people hold grudges against others and are critical of others' shortcomings and are stubborn and feel anger readily in response to mistreatment. Yeah, that's probably right, even though I don't want it to be. So for agreeableness, the facets are forgiveness, where the median is 2.75. I scored a 2.25. The median for gentleness is 3.25, and I scored a 3. This one I straight up don't agree with. For flexibility, it's 2.75. I scored a 2. Willingness to compromise and cooperate with others. Like, I feel like I'm willing to compromise and cooperate, like, about a lot of things. And patience is the last one. And this one, the median is 3.25, and I scored a 3.5. Conscientiousness. That's the next big factor. Where the median is 3.47, and I scored a 3.06. Let's see what this one means, because I'm a little confused. People that score low on conscientiousness, these people tend to be unconcerned with orderly surroundings or schedules. They avoid difficult tasks or challenging goals and are satisfied with work that contains some errors and making decisions on impulse or with little reflection. I think that I like schedules. I love a schedule. And I always think about everything I do. I overthink everything. Organization, 3.38 is the median. I scored a 3.25. Probably. You're right. Diligence, 3.88 is the median, and I scored a 3.57. Ooh, perfectionism is a big gap. The median is 3.63. I scored a 2. Prudence, a tendency to deliberate carefully or inhibit impulses. The median is 3.25, and the median is, I think I scored on the median of 3.25. Openness to experience. We're on our last factor. Median is 3.31. I scored a 3.4. High scores become absorbed in the beauty of art and nature. Yes. Are inquisitive about various domains of knowledge. Yes. Use their imagination freely in everyday life. Yeah. And take an interest in unusual ideas or people. Correct. Aesthetic appreciation. So, like, appreciating looks, especially, like, nature, I think, and art. 3.25 is the median. I scored a 3.75. 3.13 is the median for inquisitiveness, and I scored a 2.25. I think that's right. I don't ask a lot of questions. It's something I'm working on right now. Creativity, the median is 3.63, and I scored a 3. I feel like I like doing creative things, but I don't see myself as creative. Unconventionality, median is 3.38, and I scored a 4.75. I think that's true. I think that goes back to my Enneagram about, like, wanting to be unique. Altruism, which is being sympathetic or soft-hearted, median is 3.68, and I scored a 4.25. So that is my score for the Hexaco personality inventory. I kind of like this quiz because it's more real than I wanted it to be. I think this quiz called out a lot of pieces of myself that I don't like to admit about myself, and this one shows me both my weaknesses and my strengths. And I like that it doesn't tell you, like, about who you are as a person. It just tells you about, like, specific aspects of yourself. Factors, I scored low on certain tendencies and then high on other tendencies, all within the same factor. And so I think it allowed for this to feel really, like, human and 3D. I don't like that. It's a little confusing. Like, I didn't understand what it meant when I first saw it. The website looks like it was made in the early 2000s, and then hasn't been updated since. That is that's annoying for my like millennial self. But overall, I really liked this quiz. I thought it was really in-depth and really honest. And there are pieces I wish it wasn't so honest about because they're not great. But on a whole, I think it's awesome. I think it was fun. I think I need to take my own advice and don't take it personal.